And the first story is one that it didn't necessarily shock me as much as it would have. It's another tragedy, again, because, in this case, not only were two people murdered, but another child was injured, shot in the head, fighting for her life, 12 years old. This is a home invasion that I'm speaking of. The couple was murdered. This is at Claxton Bay. Asher George and Devon Drayton. They were invaded at midnight. There is a lot of, at least in one article, a lot of speculation because the young lady involved, Asher George, her life has known tragedy from violence. So there is speculation with regards to the motivations, but she herself is not necessarily connected to anything. More importantly, and we were just talking about in the office, with home invasions, and, sometimes they just come in, they kill you, and I would like to know what is the reasoning in their brain to shoot a 12-year-old in the head?
Yes, the 12-year-old is currently at hospital fighting for her life after being shot in the head. It's, as you said, expressing shock is I'm not trying to sound heartless. It's not entirely shocking. I'm angry.
That's the problem.
I'm angry more than anything else.
No, but it's not entirely shocking because we've seen other children get gunned down before.
And that is the thing. When emotionally you feel disconnected simply because of instances of this happening, I wouldn't say all the time, but it happens too often, then it just actually takes away from the severity of the situation. Furthermore, you do not have to be directly involved in any criminal activity now. So you can just have a family member involved, and if anything goes wrong, they'll target the family. And that is a great concern because I've heard of people who, unfortunately, there was one instance of a person being murdered most recently. I was told that individual was involved in crime, but was trying to get out, actually. And once you get involved, you can't get out. It's simple. But beyond that, this 12-year-old, I really hope that she doesn't pay for the sins of the mother or the father, or by extension, any relatives. I don't know what is going to happen, but we can only hope that she makes a recovery. And yes, a full recovery, because I don't want it to recover and then, her life is limited due to whatever circumstances. Yeah. But beyond that, another point is, why are we labeling it as a home invasion right away?
Well, true.
Why are we limited it right away? Immediately we're reporting it as a home invasion.
Well, I guess the thing is a home invasion limited to robberies? But yes, I guess technically it is. So you're right with regards to that, because the motives we don't know. I'm trying to figure out, here's the thing though, whether it's a home invasion or they were targeting one of the adults, what is the reason to injure? Now, we don't know if she was directly struck in the head with a bullet, or if it was like a glancing wound or what have you. Of course, with a young child, a minor wound could be serious. But what was the motivation to say, we have to silence the 12-year-old too?
Well, to be honest with you, because it's amateurs, it's most likely, given the information coming out of reports lately, that these individuals were no older than 20, 25. Right?
No,
and the thing
remember the case, I think it was in Iran, where they beat up the 15-year-old, one of the perpetrators was 14-year-old.
Yeah, and I think he was 17.
But they might have been a 17 and a 14.
Some ridiculous age, young age.
Yeah.
You can't wake up in time to go to school, but But beyond that, again, I don't know if there is a particular definition in terms of the laws of TNT, criminal laws, with regards to what home invasion is, because technically, if you think about it, it kind of is a home invasion. We're breaking down the door and we're entering, right. But there is a premise that is set with home invasion and TNT now, where it's a robbery. They break into your home, and but these individuals, these perpetrators, they don't care. They'll break down that door and they will spray bullets. They have an intended target, but all who is involved, whoever there at that point in time, unfortunately, is going to die by the gun, even if you've casted no stones in your lifetime. That is what we're living in, and this is what I'm saying. It makes it even more difficult to enjoy life because you don't want to come home when the street is quiet, right?
Yes.
Your doors are going to be locked all the time, even when you're in your house and it's really, really hot. And you want to open your door to let some breeze in. You hesitate to even do that.
This is the funny thing. When I go home, it could be midday, it could be the afternoon, it could be the evening, it could be late at night. It really doesn't matter. There's no point in time that I feel relatively safe. Oh, well, criminals are not going to... Look, we've had one of my mother's car was stolen in broad daylight. You know, there's been a murder on my street. You just don't know. During the day in some communities is just as quiet as during the night. So what difference does the sun make and the light make if there's potentially nobody there to actually see anything?
And this is just one story coming out of yesterday. Because
yes, there's another one.
Story of a 3-year-old who, I don't know if there was some angel protecting this 3-year-old, but they survived because the mother, if I'm not mistaken, was killed. I don't have this story in front of me right now, and I don't want to give you wrong details. But it seems as though that 3-year-old was absolutely lucky and fortunate. Some angel was protecting that 3-year-old. Just on the from what I've heard thus far. Put it that way. I've been trying to get details and information this morning. We've been working assiduously here, but of course, right now we're just a bit limited. But again. Why? I'm not going to sound shocked or surprised. I'm just awaiting the response of those in authority, which is absolutely crucial. Because, I mean, if you're involved in a life of crime, and I'm not going to label everybody as being involved in a life of crime, it's just that it seems as though those are the people that are mostly targeted now. The police service can't necessarily do much about that. I mean, if they gather enough intelligence and they could arrest all those who are even affiliated with a gang, you don't have to be a gang member. You just have to be affiliated somehow or the other. Then that is one way to try and flip the system.
There are a lot of questions with
Police
regards
not going
to
do that.
their detection ability.
But June is right around the corner. June is right around the corner. I wonder what earlier what Christopher is going to be saying next. What we beyond divine intervention, we need to make divine sacrifices.
If I didn't say it when she made that statement, I will say it now. But I believe I made it already. There's more to this than just CTTPS. Although right now it's hard not to criticize police, but there is more to it as well. So she was never 100% in control of the situation. That's why she kind of put herself in a bad spot. She trapped herself with that statement to essentially, even though she didn't use the word guarantee, when you say, well, a reduction by June, you know, okay, 1% is a reduction, but I don't know if we could even get that at this pace.
Just to get quickly into one other part about it, this ban on assault weapons, again, the Firearms Act does not clearly define these weapons. But it's not going to make a difference.
No.
Because you cannot have a gun in Transvago without a license as is. It's illegal.
Yep.
Has that stopped anything or anyone?
Yeah, a lot of these American rifles, they're illegal. That penny savers, oh gosh.
Pennywise
robbery. Sorry, penny savers is in Tobago. I'm pretty sure those automatic rifles were all illegal. So, and this is something you see in the States as well. Don't get caught up with the emotion. You can't ban illegal weapons any further. Not all homicides are done with legal guns.